Welcome to Raw History. Here, we cut through romanticization and speculation to show you, honestly, the unfiltered reality of human history. Shou Sugi Ban, also known as Yakisugi, is a traditional Japanese method of wood preservation that has protected structures for centuries. This method originated in Japan during the 18th century and was primarily used for preserving cedar wood, which was, really abundant in the country. Developed in Japan during the Edo Period, which lasted from 1603 to 1867, it was initially used for residential and agricultural structures, especially in regions prone to high humidity and salt air. The technique involved charring the surface of the sugi wood, a practice that was discovered to significantly enhance the wood's resistance to weather and pests. The earliest written record of the word Yakisugi comes from a dictionary published in only 1930, according to researchers from the University of Tokyo. Centuries-old structures clad in charred wood and oral tradition dating back to the Edo period provide compelling evidence that Yakisugi is a fairly new term for an ancient practice. The technique was thought to have originated in the 1600s in the Edo region of Japan, which is now known as Tokyo. It was originally developed to fire-harden wooden homes in the densely populated cities, which, frequently encountered catastrophic structural fires as these urban areas grew. By partially charring the surface of the wood without actually combusting the entire piece, the surface becomes water-resistant through carbonization. Its hygroscopy is reduced due to chemical cellular changes during the carbonization process, which in turn results in increased durability. It additionally protects the wood against insects, fungi and mold, as well as making the wood more fire-resistant. The charring process creates a carbonized layer on the surface that basically, fundamentally alters the wood's properties. The traditional process involves charring the surface of cedar boards until the wood begins to blacken, creating a carbonized layer on the surface. After charring, the boards are cooled, cleaned, and often finished with natural oils. The depth of charring can vary, resulting in different textures and shades, from deep black to dark brown depending on the level of char and finishing. The traditional method involves using a handheld torch to burn the wood, while more modern techniques may use gas or electric burners. The intensity and duration of the charring process can also be adjusted to achieve different levels of char, ranging from a light smoky finish to a deep black char. So, the Yakisugi process is thought to increase durability by, removing surface carbohydrates that fungi and insects feed upon. It also creates a hydrophobic carbon layer that repels water and forms a protective barrier that insulates the wood beneath. Carbonization limits food sources for pests and microorganisms. The charring process creates a carbon layer that, makes the wood less hospitable to fungi and other decay organisms. Termites and other wood-boring insects are less likely to infest charred wood, as the carbonized surface is harder to penetrate and, honestly, less appealing as a food source. So prior to the 1970s, Shou Sugi Ban actually had a bit of a reputation as a poor man's building material. It was, often installed on storehouses in industrial zones and also on residences in areas that were, not easily accessible. By the end of the Edo period, many in the merchant class had surprisingly amassed considerable wealth and status, even with the rigid class system that was imposed on them. The Shou Sugi Ban on their warehouses protected their goods, and on their homes it protected their families. The charred wood that once protected those structures, it really waned in popularity as people began to favor new materials and as pre-existing technologies became more affordable. With newer and, cheaper siding options coming into Japan in the 1950s, the design style and craftsman began to fade away. The Industrial Revolution brought new chemicals and faster processes, promising efficiency and convenience. Chemical wood preservatives like creosote, chromated copper arsenate, and, later, pressure-treated lumber with copper-based compounds offered protection that required less labor and skill than traditional charring. The shift toward industrialized building materials reflected broader economic changes that favored mass production over traditional craftsmanship. Shou Sugi Ban, actually regained popularity in Japan during the 1970s. This resurgence led to the creation of mills that specialized in the large-scale manufacture of charred wood. Architects such as Yoshifumi Nakamura gained international recognition for their projects that featured charred wood. They really helped boost its popularity by organizing special exhibitions and workshops all around the world, where they demonstrated traditional manufacturing techniques and experimented with, different wood species. Architect Terunobu Fujimori has been featured in numerous videos, often speaking about the more traditional aspects of manufacturing Shou Sugi Ban. He describes, for instance, the old-fashioned method of tying 3 boards together into a triangular chimney structure. Nakamura and Fujimori are largely responsible for making this technique known to the West. Modern research provides important context about charred wood's actual performance. Studies conducted on durability and fire performance reveal that the Yakisugi process does not systematically protect wood from decay across all conditions. Research examining mass loss caused by decay fungi in soil bottle tests found that charring was just as likely to increase the amount of decay as it was to protect from decay in some specimens. Only certain species, particularly cypress, exhibited improvement with charring. For uncoated specimens, cypress exhibited lower amounts of decay at low levels of char, though differences at high char levels were not significant. Regarding fire resistance, some studies have shown that surface charring alone does not consistently improve durability or resistance to fire or water across all wood species and charring levels. The effect varies based on charring depth, wood species, and whether protective coatings are applied. Most uncoated Sugi Ban samples do not exhibit significant changes in time to ignition from their uncharred control counterparts. Some samples showed higher time to ignition after charring, while others showed lower values, indicating the relationship is more complex than simple fire resistance claims suggest. Today, Shou Sugi Ban has transcended its traditional boundaries and found a place in contemporary architecture and design worldwide. Its ability to blend functionality with aesthetic beauty has made it a favorite among architects and designers. From exterior cladding to interior features and furniture, the charred wood brings a touch of timeless elegance to modern structures. Its versatility appears in both traditional and contemporary settings, bridging the gap between old and new design approaches. The technique offers genuine sustainability benefits when properly applied. Trees absorb carbon dioxide from the atmosphere as they grow, and this carbon remains stored in the wood even after cutting and use. By extending the life of wood products through charring, Shou Sugi Ban helps keep carbon sequestered for longer periods, which provides environmental benefits. The process uses natural finishes like oils and waxes rather than synthetic chemicals, which, helps reduce environmental impact. Charred wood can last significantly longer than untreated wood, reducing the need for frequent replacements and, contributing to sustainable forest management. Contemporary interest reflects a growing awareness of sustainable building practices and, honestly, a desire for materials with authentic character and proven longevity. The revival demonstrates that traditional techniques developed through centuries of practical experience can offer solutions relevant to modern environmental challenges, provided we understand both their genuine capabilities and, well, their limitations. Subscribe to Raw History for evidence-based explorations of traditional building techniques and their real-world performance. And hey, share your thoughts on ancient preservation methods in the comments below.